if you're dealing with panic attacks, sometimes what you'll be given is sort of short-term solutions like how to bring yourself from here to here. That might be breathing, it might be taking a sip of water, it might be putting something cold on your face, something like that. And that can really help, but sometimes it's inconvenient because you think, well, I'd rather get rid of this for the long term. So how do we do that? First off, let's talk about how panic attacks work. So at the heart of a panic attack, what it's really about is it is a 10 out of 10 physiological anxiety response. So it's not like 2 out of 10 where you get a bit of butterflies, it's 10 out of 10, which essentially is the same as if you've just sprinted from a standing start for 100 meters. Heart will be pounding, you feel like you can't breathe, you'll be dizzy, you'll be sweating, all of that kind of stuff. All of that's kicking off, and that is directly as a result of an anxiety response. But it gets worse. So within panic, what's usually happening is one of those symptoms scares me. So either I feel like my heart is pounding so fast that I'm going to have a heart attack, I feel like I can't breathe, I'm going to pass out, I feel like I'm too dizzy, I'm going to pass out, or I'm afraid I'm going to make a fool of myself because I'm starting to panic and I'm just sat in an exam or sat on a bus and I feel like I'm going to have to like pull the cord, and not that they have cords anymore, I'm going to have to ring the bell and get off as quick as I can, and that would be majorly embarrassing. I can't do that. And the moment I have that kind of thought, the moment I notice that my chest is tight, bang, in goes more adrenaline and the anxiety dials up even more. And before I know it, I'm sure I'm going to have a heart attack and I've got to do something. That is how it works. So what you're doing when you use stuff like taking water or taking a herbal remedy or try and be with somebody to make yourself feel better is it makes me feel better in the moment, but it doesn't help my body find out whether or not I was really going to have a heart attack. Because a panic attack, you're not going to have a heart attack. But how can you tell? And why would you want to test that out on your own? Well, that would be weird if you wanted to do that. But when we are working in therapy to help somebody do this, what we want to try and do is you might logically up here know that nothing's going to happen. You might say, okay, I know what it is, it's a panic attack, it's not going to kill me. That's not convincing enough. So what we tend to do is help you, rather than trying to get rid of the way that you feel physically, is actually induce panic attacks. So we will help you in a safe environment, try out hyperventilating or sprinting and bringing on those feelings and then sitting with them, riding them out. Because what they'll do is they'll come up to 10 out of 10, they'll stay there for a while, and then eventually they'll come down on their own. And we'll do that repeatedly until it's convincing enough for that part of your brain that is afraid to say, okay, when I feel a tight chest, I'm not going to die, or I'm not going to pass out, or I can cope with that rising feeling of anxiety. I can sit on a bus, feel it coming up, and I know that it will go away on its own. And if you do that enough, it won't get to 10 out of 10 anymore. It will get to maybe 6, and then it will only get to about 4. And that is how we solve it in the long term.